and I have not had to wait in too much traffic, which is fun. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the all-new Dodge Charger Daytona. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this Charger. This one is available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. If you have any questions whatsoever, just ask for Ryan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 5.7 liter Hemi V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 16 around town and then 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 370 horsepower and then 395 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Charger Daytona. So you guys can see we have our Hemi decal here in the center, which is hard to see because it's a blacked out decal on a blacked out car. We've got that cool vent there in the center, and then we have the C-shaped daytime running lights here around the headlights. Notice we've got the Daytona logo, and you guys can see we've got the performance front fascia on this one, which looks super aggressive. Got a little fog light there off on the side, and this thing looks so cool. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 245, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see with the design on the wheels, you've got kind of like a satin gray, which I think contrasts pretty nicely to this all blacked out car. And then aside from that, there's not a whole lot that's happening here on the side. You still have that same like C shape here with the body line on the side. But other than that, like everything is just blacked out on this side of the Charger. You do have the Daytona logo again on this blacked out decal there on the back. So here is our key fob for the Charger. You guys can see we've got the unlock function, the lock function, remote start, and then the opening for the trunk. We'll press that a couple times and it will pop right open. Notice with the storage space here inside, absolutely fantastic. And that's one of the big benefits of the Charger being a larger size sedan, is you've got plenty of storage space in the back. Other than that, when you're all done, you just gotta pop it back down yourself. Now finishing things up with the rest of the rear, we have this really cool spoiler here on the Daytona package, again all blacked out, and then we have the signature light bar here with the Dodge logo in the center. Parking sensors there in the center as well with our little vent piece off to the side. And then you guys can see just how aggressive, sorry about that, hit my elbow on my knee. But anyways, just how aggressive the exhaust tips are there on the back. And well, that's the rear. Now here's the door panel in the back. You guys can see here with the padding, the stitching at the top and then down below as well. And here are the seats with the Daytona. These things look really cool. I love these kind of little rivets, I guess is what we could call them. But popping in, ooh, these seats are comfy. Yeah, tons of space back here. We've got our little storage pocket, got some vents there, heated seats, USB ports as well. And then we have our whole cup holder armrest situation here. We'll actually throw this in the front because we need that for later. Side of the front. Now here is the front door panel. You guys can see with the stitching there at the top and then down below with all of the padding. All of our window controls front two are automatic. You got your mirror adjustments. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then look at these front seats. Again, Daytona, really cool design, really aggressive bolstering as well. You got your power adjustments right there on the side. Pretty normal pedal layout, and then we have our light control here off to the side. Steering wheel is power adjustable. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel. We've got nice leather trim all around. It is perforated here on the side so you can get a slightly better grip. This does come with regular cruise control as well as adaptive cruise control. Paddle shifters here on the back for that 8-speed automatic, and then there are radio controls on the back as well. Controls here for the center stack, voice command, phone controls, turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and well, there's the steering wheel. Now here is our center gauge clutch. You guys can see with the analog gauges on either side, and then we can scroll through a bunch of different menus here in the center to see different bits of info. And the thing you guys are probably most interested in is the performance stuff, like your 0 to 60, 0 to 100 timer as well. I mean, that's all that really matters with the Charger. There is a sport mode, which will pop up with that little racing flag right there. And that's all. Now here is the center infotainment screen. First off, if we pop into reverse, we do have backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. Resolution is decent on the camera. not the greatest. But anyways, as for the rest of the screen, response time is fantastic. Notice we have dual zone climate controls, we have heated and ventilated seats, so we got all the nice luxury features you could ask for. And so overall, great screen. I love this trim around. Like, it has this cool vintage kind of like industrial appearance to it, which, yeah, just looks cool. Analog controls here for the radio. Notice we've got the sport mode we can press on. Now you have the Super Track Pack button, which pulls up our performance controls. So notice we can change the drive mode setup with this. We also have our launch control, and then you have the performance pages, which will show you real-time horsepower and torque as well. And then analog climb controls down below. We have our 12 volt here off to the side. Shifter for the 8-speed automatic. And then of course we have our Dodge Brothers logo. A couple cup holders here. And then notice with the center console, we got a coin holder, some USBs, and then pretty spacious glove box. Notice it says Daytona there, and then we've got some more stitching here on the dash. This one does have a sunroof, which is fun, and you got the controls for the sunroof right here, universal garage door openers, and there you go. So here is our window sticker for this Daytona. Base price $41,010, and you guys can see some of the standard equipment. Anyways, this is the Daytona Edition Group, $39.95. Definitely worth it, just saying. And then we have a few other packages added to this to make it so that's a fully loaded car with all of the tech. But basically, if you just wanted like the performance side of things, get rid of the tech group, get rid of the driver convenience group, and you'd still have all the performance. You just wouldn't have, you know, some of the daily driver stuff that adds. Anyways, total MSRP $52,760. You can see the warranty information: 5 years, 60,000 on the powertrain, 3 year, 36,000 mile on the basic. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors, just do blind spot monitoring, and throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Oh, setting off in the Charger Daytona. And it has been years, I think, since I have driven a Daytona Charger, because they just don't seem to send that many of these to Utah. I mean, it's not like we have snow for half the year and this is a, you know, high horsepower rear wheel drive car or anything like that. But anyways, exhaust sounds so good. Long live the Hemi. Well, they're getting rid of this for the for the next year, but still, we gotta say it. Ride quality is amazing. That's one of the big benefits of the Charger and the Challenger, is they're just so comfortable, because ultimately this is built off of an older Mercedes-Benz platform, which is still a Mercedes-Benz platform, and so it's just makes this car really smooth. If you guys hear any rattling, it's my tripod, not the car. I have an old rattly tripod that I need to replace because, yeah, it barely works. Anyways, yeah, just really good from a ride quality perspective. Pop into the sport mode, so it automatically downshifted. And you know, something that I also like about the Charger and Challenger is, despite the fact that they're very heavy cars and they're big cars, they still actually handle pretty well. They corner pretty flat, and you know, you're not going to be, you know, breaking any track records with these anytime soon in terms of like you know, handling course. But this definitely does, you know, handle well enough that it's actually, you know, it's pretty exciting for a driving enthusiast on road. I really like this interior, by the way. Really nice material use throughout, especially these seats. And the thing I love about Dodge seats is they're like, you can tell they're made for like big people, because the bolsters are really wide. Like, I still feel like I'm being held in place pretty well, but you can tell these are made for Americans. I'm just gonna end it at that. And something that is also surprising to me is, like, this car is so old at this point. Like, this car hasn't been like fully redesigned in such a long time. Like, there's been obviously updates as the years have gone by, but not like an official like full redesign. And it's still like, it feels really good. Like the interior, you know, it does have some things that definitely date it, but overall pretty dang good. So we are finally getting up and moving again. Love the response time of the transmission. Again, the exhaust, it's definitely a highlight of this car. I just listened to that. I feel like I've gotten lucky today, because I have reviewed a bunch of cars this today, and I have not had to wait in too much traffic, which is fun. Sounds so good. The thing I love about this is we obviously were not in the right gear, and still, like, this has so much torque that it just gets up and moves, and it sounds so good. Like, listen to that. Such a fun sound. So yeah, summing things up here with the Charger Daytona. I think it looks great from an exterior aesthetics perspective. Now, I don't think that, I love the black because it's like got the Batmobile appearance. I don't think this would be my first choice for the Daytona package because I'd want like the Daytona decals to pop out a little bit more. And so I think that I would, like, one Daytona that I really liked that I sold to a customer when I worked at this store was like in yellow. I think that's what I would like if I was gonna do this package. It's a crazy color like yellow, because then the decals would pop out and it would just make this car look crazy. I wonder where that yellow Daytona is, by the way. But anyways, if you want a fun, daily drivable Charger, that's what this gives you. If you have all the performance stuff, but it's still just as comfortable, just as cozy as other Chargers. Yeah, suspension's so good on this. So yeah, check it out. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this Charger Daytona. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Lurch Miller Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this Charger. If you have any questions whatsoever, just ask for Ryan. I'll see ya.